Michael, 2-11 to 12 points in the end. A great win for Mayo, an important win for Mayo here in Croke Park.
Yeah.
What did you make of the game?
Yeah, good game. Yeah, I think Mayo were full value, to be honest. Look, at any time you come up here and play the Dubs, you want to try and get a win. And I suppose tonight they have no points, and Mayo are on 5. Possibly gets them into or very close to a league semi-final. I'd say definitely safe, and that can only be good. They might get an extra game in that, closer to the Galway game, which brings them in. You can't beat good competitive games against other teams and extra minutes where they can get newer players in. They've already had 7 changes tonight, and I'm sure there's other lads that want to get in and want to have a slice of that action as well.
And in that first half in particular, the intensity was something else. We seen Dermot O'Connor step up, got the first score, and he was just running riot really in that half of the pitch. You can really see the intensity that he brings to Mayo's game.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the first and last score of the game, and I think you can see it in the training Mayo are doing. The competition within the squad, it seems to be very high. They're one-on-one tackling, they're chasing down, they're chasing lost causes, but they seem to be very comfortable on the ball as well as trying to dispossess when they're off the ball. And they did that really well tonight. Got a couple of good turnovers and got in behind the Dublin defence lots of times.
Speaking of that Dublin defence, it was really a lot of problems at times. They looked like they'd no options. They looked like they were following the ball. There was a lot of space. What did you make of their defence?
Yeah, look, I suppose, listen, in fairness to Dublin, they've new guys in there, they're all trying to get, big game minutes, if you want league minutes. Dessie Farrell will be happy that he has new players gone in there, but, when you take the likes of the Keane O'Sullivans, the Jack McCaffreys, Johnny Cooper didn't start tonight, these guys that have been the heartbeat of the Dublin team the last while, when you take them out of it, they're obviously not, it's going to, weaken the team a bit, as well as, other people, guys in the forwards, like Kieran Kinney was really their only forward in there tonight, he scored 2 points and a mark. After that, Dean Rock was really bad. The freeze really didn't get into it, and the rest were kind of coming and going. They did a lot of very un-Dublin-like things tonight. Scully had a couple of shots that he normally score. Even Brian Howard a couple of wild shots, and lots of times when they got into the last quarter, the final pass that you'd normally see is so clean and slick that they didn't get it away. But look, they'll be fine. They have a lot of players to come back. The Conor Callaghans and a few more like that. James McCarthy and Johnny Cooper, as I said, win from the start. They'll be definitely championship contenders and all contenders when they get all them boys back.
And you think they'll be fine? 3 losses out of 3 games. Dessie Farrell, he won't be worried?
He might be worried. Absolutely, he might be worried. But I do think he'll be fine. He's more than that. Paddy Small is to come back in there, and by the time you get them guys into the team, Cormac Costello, another one that we mentioned, and I'm sure there's 1 or 2 more before they come in. The Kieran the new corner forward in there, I can't even think of his name, but more like that are going to get in there, and when you put those guys into the team, maybe the few guys that have there dropped out of the bench, they'll be fine, they'll be strong. Tom Lahiff seems to be a big strong player as well for them, but yeah, obviously they're not as good as they were, considering the last few, so I suppose 10 years, the amount of players that they have dropped off and new players in. But Dessie has a rebuilding job, he said that straight up, but I definitely think when they get their best 15 on the pitch, they'll be thereabouts.
We are speaking about how it's un-Dublin-like, these final moments, these final passes that we don't expect to see them doing, these wides that they're kicking. How does that creep into a game with a team like Dublin? Is it the change of management, the change of the style of play? How does that creep in?
Yeah, it's hard to know. Maybe they're forcing a bit. They're probably just forcing that final pass. Tonight wasn't a nice night for football. It was wet out there, underfoot conditions. But yeah, you're right. Listen, we don't see them normally kicking the ball away. Davy Byrne kicking it in high or taking shots that he doesn't normally take outside of the left in the first half. There was another slip pass for Kieran Kilkenny in that final third, where they're normally so clean, slick, best man in the position gets it and over the bar, that we've associated with them the last 7 or 8 years. Now that they're not doing it, we're wondering what's going on or what's gone wrong. I don't think it's that. I think it may be just they're panicking a small bit, and they're not getting the right guys on the shot at the right time.
We saw Ross McGarry kick 2 points in the first half, and then early in the second half he was substituted off. Bit of a shock. I don't know, we were speaking off air that it might have been an injury, but from his body language he looked a bit upset to be coming off.
Yeah, he did look a bit disappointed, I suppose. Lorcan O'Dell come on, and he, it was him that had the actual goal chance there. The Robbie Hindley made the great save and he scored a point himself, and I suppose he would be disappointed with that little slip pass in Kerry with the 2-on-1 with Dean Rock. It could have been a different game up there, yeah, but the body language coming off, you're never disappointed. You're always disappointed coming off, especially after scoring 2 points. He had a good mark and a very good score in the second half. Maybe there's something behind it. Maybe he's injured or carrying a knock. I don't know, but it didn't look like that.
And just mentioning Lorcan O'Dell, he actually did really well when he came on. He made that impact that the Dubs needed. It wasn't enough, obviously, in the end, but he definitely looked like he was dangerous in attack.
Yeah, he was lively. Definitely look at, it's his probably third kind of run in the team, and his third time kind of getting involved and getting those game minutes in. And he'll have learned from the night down in Tralee, that he needs to be, I suppose, a bit slicker and a bit cleaner on those passes. And if the goal went into him there tonight, it could have been a different game. It was at a vital time, but that's why I suppose Robbie was man of the match with his 2 points and that save. He did it at great times.
Speaking of Rob Henley, as you said, man of the match, he really is vital for Mayo, and he always steps up when they need him. Just how important is he to that side?
Yeah, he's huge, and I suppose, on the field you can say, while he does a lot of good stuff in the 45s, and the point against, he saved them now a few times, the point against Donegal was brilliant, his 2 points tonight in the save, but off the field he's a great character as well, a great guy, works really, really hard at his game, really hard at his kicking, short, 3/4 and long, and he's really, really become, a big Mayo leader for me, and, really leading out from the back. I thought he was involved, if I'm right in saying, I'd have to have a look back, but he was involved, I'd say, in 2 of the goals for long kick passes down the middle. He definitely got one to Jordan Flynn, into Diarmuid O'Connor, and Jack Carney had the goal assist or whatever you want to call it. I suppose Evan Comerford was a bit unlucky with it, but that came from Robbie having the ball out in the tee and getting it out quick, and I think the second goal he'd be a huge hand in it as well.
And speaking of that Mayo style of play, they were opting for the long ball inside. The forwards look dangerous, they're nippy, they get out in front. Maybe that's the reason they're doing that type of ball, but it's working for them. Yeah,
well, I suppose, look, if you're playing Paul Towie, Ryan O'Donoghue and Aidan Orme in the full forward line, you don't want skyscrapers or balls coming in with snow on them coming in. These guys are small, low centre of gravity, very knacky, very, very skillful, and that's the ball that they want in front, or if you can get one in behind. I suppose the way the game has gone, there's a lot of one-on-one stuff around the middle, around that middle third, and when you get sucked out, there is a ball in over the top, and Mayo are looking for, if you want to call it, the backdoor cut there the whole time. Normally you see the Dubs doing it, they've been the masters the last few years at the hand pass from the backdoor cut. Mayo are trying to get it from the kick pass. One or two that you could have come off was close. Aidan Orme got one from Lee Keegan and he missed another one. So that was good that Mayo are adding that to their game. They can go the one-on-one and look for the ball in behind, and they're really doing well at that aspect of it.
And Oisin Mullen, just to mention him as well, he came off there late into the second half with what looked like an ankle injury. I actually was talking to James, the Mayo manager, just there, and he said it doesn't look too serious, which is promising for him, but he was really in control that whole time. His first league game back as well. It's great to see him playing so well.
Absolutely, look at a huge part, and we're delighted to have him staying at home, I suppose, whether he left or gone on the plane to Australia, sure nobody know, but look at a very, very good player. He don't be two-time young footballer of the year for no reason. He's an all-star in his back pocket as well. Thought he was very, very good tonight and did well when he kind of tied up Kieran Kinney maybe a bit in the second half, because Kieran had a very good first half, but listen, great player that Mayo have, and lovely fella as well.
And for Mayo now, they play Armagh next, a big game. Armagh are going well. What do you make of that? Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. It's in Hyde Park next Sunday, kind of a top of the table clash. So Armagh seem to be flying. They've got a draw again tonight, 2 wins against Tyrone and Dublin. So Mayo are going all right as well. They'll probably try a few new players out, and they'll enjoy going on the road. They seem to like going on the road. The fact that McKay Park is unavailable to them at the moment, they seem to be going fairly well when they're getting away from home, which bodes well for the championship. And then for Dublin, they play Kildare. It's a must-win game, absolutely, for them. It'll be tough because Kildare are also on form. Absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see how they go tomorrow against Tyrone. I think they play, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. But absolutely, a must-win game nearly for both. Both are kind of the lower part of the table. Dublin probably are bottom tonight, and must-win for Dublin with an eye probably on the Leinster Championship as well to keep their stamp on that and their hands on that cup. Michael, when you're here, you're watching out onto Croke Park. Do you miss days playing for Mayo? Would I love to be out there, playing out there, but look, the body won't take it. It's great to watch it. It's great to see the new lads, the athleticism and the running ability and the power and the intensity they're playing at is ferocious, and the training that goes in behind that just to get out there. You don't just land there and play. I'd love to bring the boots and have a go, but it doesn't work like that anymore. As I said, I had my time. I was delighted with it. I'm happy with it. It was a great experience, and I'm delighted to watch the new young lads and that new generation of Mayo players doing really, really well from what we're seeing tonight. And in terms of Mayo teams, how does this one rate? Look at it. It's hard to know. I suppose James seems to have a really strong panel there available to himself. 7 new guys in tonight from last week, and he can just do that and get a win against
the best team of all time the last 7 or 8 years. So anytime you can do that, it's good. You know, game minutes into a lot of young lads. He's building a squad without the likes of Jason Doherty tonight, Killian O'Connor to come back. You know, the best forward for me, maybe in Mayo or Mayo we've ever produced. Leading top scorer, you know, in Ireland. So yeah, he's to come back, and Brendan Harrison and Paddy Durkin. They've a lot of good names to add in there as well as what they had tonight. You know, they got a great kick off the bench as well. So it bides well. Very, very strong panel. Probably just behind the one I was on.
Yeah, good stuff, Michael. Thank you.
No problem.